Hello everyone, I am back from Florida. I actually literally just landed like 2 hours ago, so I am back home. But I figured I would sit down and talk about my first graphic design retreat and what I learned, my thoughts on it, if I would do it again, and how I ended up there. So yeah, while it's fresh in my head, I thought I would sit down and sort of narrate my vlog because I didn't really talk a whole lot to the camera, but I did learn so much and I have so much to share with you guys. First things first, about 4 years ago, started following Leslie on Instagram and I just fell in love with her work. I thought that it definitely aligned with my kind of style, but I had no idea at the time that you could really share your work and that people like to see it and that people need it and that you can make a career out of it. I really had no idea that Instagram could be an outlet for me. That inspired me to start sharing my work and start designing more and tapping into more of my creative side. So I definitely owe it to Leslie for helping me really like kickstart my Instagram for my business. That's how I know Leslie, that's how I came across her. And I have just been following her for so long. I posted last year that she was going to be holding a retreat. And I was kind of nervous, but not nervous at the same time because I actually knew about a couple years ago that I wanted to do some sort of retreat. I've seen like other Instagram accounts sharing about trips that they've gone on where they're all collaborating. And I was really craving something like that. So it just was like a perfect kind of fit and a perfect match when she shared that she was going to be holding her own. So I signed up about a year ago and it was in Pensacola, Florida, which I've never been to Florida. It was absolutely beautiful. The sand was like so soft. I've never felt sand that soft. And I actually feel like I got like the best tan of my life, I'm not gonna lie. I'm definitely not tan, but I'm tanner than I usually am. It was Monday to Friday and it was so awesome. I want to just kind of go through day by day what I learned, my thoughts going into it and everything. So on the way there, I'm not gonna lie, I was very nervous. I've met someone on Instagram or met people on Instagram, but I've never met them in person. So the idea of hopping on a plane, flying somewhere to stay under one roof with people I technically don't really know, I definitely was a little bit nervous and excited. Honestly, I was very excited. On the way there, I got there a little bit early, so I landed around 3 o'clock and I had some time, so I actually just stopped at a really cute local coffee shop, which I'm really glad I did. I almost just went to like a Starbucks for a little while, but I went to this really cute local coffee shop and I had like the best honey latte I've ever had. It was so good. I also got a crepe because I was pretty hungry. I hung out there for a few hours, got some work done, and then it was time to head to the house. So around 6 o'clock, we all met at the house and I got to go into my room, unpack, kind of settle down and meet everyone. And the second I met everyone, it was like we all just understood each other. Like it's hard to explain, but I just felt like even though we don't know each other, we knew each other. And I don't know if that's just because we all have like a similar career, if we all have similar like minds because we're all like pretty creative, or maybe it's just because they're all in the same boat and we're nervous and we just don't really know each other, so we're all just in the same boat. But it was awesome. So I met everyone, we all just started talking and just hanging out that entire evening. Everyone arrived and it was really cool. So we hung out that day, we just relaxed, and then the next day was our very first kind of like breakout session day. So the way they had it set up was we wake up in the morning, we have about like 2 hours to enjoy some breakfast, sip on coffee. I have to say that's like my favorite thing is just sipping on coffee and being cozy, comfy pajamas and just talking with people and like getting to know other people. So that was really cool. And then just like enjoying the sunshine. It was so beautiful out. Oh my god. Okay, I'm soaking up that attention. I know. It's like Christmas. Oh wow, this is so nice.
Oh my goodness.
So a lot of things are probably useful while you're here.
I love this. I was just thinking I hate the color of mine, so it's just like... This is so cute. Oh my god. Thank you. So cute. Oh my gosh. Yeah, your name's never ending. I know. Like you're trying to yeah, with a chopstick. And I'm happy because I didn't bring enough shirts, so this is nice. Oh my gosh. I know. Thank you. I know. Really? Yes. Dog Mondays, you know what I mean? Huh? I know, it's my favorite because it's when everyone leaves and I can design. Everyone in the house is gone. Oh, you're so cute. This is amazing, Leslie. As someone who's been working for someone else for so long, I can't wrap my head around that concept. But Monday just yet. You're gonna get there. You're gonna get there. This is so cute. I love all this. So cute. Wow, it's like Christmas, literally. Best birthday ever. It's like my birthday. On Tuesday, we started off the day with a very awesome exercise that Leslie introduced, and that was to come up with your why. So basically, in order to avoid any sort of burnout, in order to avoid just reaching a point where you're questioning, why am I doing what I'm doing? Write them out. Like, why am I going into this career? Why am I doing what I'm doing? And most of the time there's always a deeper reason. So I thought I would share with you guys some of my whys and some of the reasons why I feel like I can push through a maybe rough season, or if I just feel like I'm questioning, which actually my personality type always wants to take a different route or do a different thing all the time. So this is a really good exercise for me. You get to be on it.
Girl, you know that's how I found out about Leslie, because of you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, wow.
I was trying to get into graphic design and I saw your YouTube and I was like, do you have a course? Yeah. And you're like, no, I don't. I think that was last year. And then I found Leslie through you.
Oh my gosh, and I had her on my channel. That's cool.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
No, thank you. That's awesome. And I really just kind of dove into the idea that my reason behind why I decided to take my business full time was because I just didn't want to work for anyone else, specifically men. I find that I have been in a lot of situations where men just think that they're more powerful, or that they might know more, or they just put me down, and I was sick of it. But that's kind of like a surface level answer. So I tried to go a little bit deeper into the fact that I feel like my entire life I've never felt super confident in things or not super proud of myself in things. And design is the one thing that makes me feel like so fulfilled and so proud why I do what I do. And I wrote out right here that it is a sense of fulfillment that is not just short term. Every time I look at the work I've done, I'm proud of myself, and throughout my whole life I haven't really felt proud ever. So that's something that I really started getting deep into in my head, was the fact that I love what I do, and I love the fact that it makes me proud looking at it. My newest why is the fact that my why is to help others looking for an avenue to enjoy life and make a living while doing something you love. I never viewed myself as an inspiration, but hearing those say that this sounds a little cheesy, but that they're here because of my YouTube channel, that's my why. It really made me so happy. It made me feel like that's my why. I want to inspire people to do what Leslie did for me. So yeah, that's definitely my biggest why. But that exercise was really awesome. I feel like it helped me dive deeper into why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I loved that. And we had our very first kind of like session to talk about social media. So her name is Jess Lightly. She is amazing, and I really feel like we connected so well, and I honestly would love to hire her as a business coach. She was that just easy to talk to, intelligent, and every time she talked I learned something from her. And she sat down and talked about her story, which was very inspiring, about how she got to where she is, and just the idea behind selling yourself and marketing yourself, and especially on like social media. So we really dove into like marketing tactics, but definitely touched on like social media, Instagram, setting up your Instagram so it's optimized. So I thought I would kind of share with you guys a few of the things I learned from her on that session, because it was so helpful. So the first thing that I learned, which I did not have this set up before, but that is the bolded part on your Instagram profile is actually searchable. So if you don't have any sort of like keywords in there, or your name or what you do, you don't need your name in there actually if your username has it, but if you don't have what you do right there, then you're not searchable and people won't be able to find you when they search that specific service types. I actually had a talk with Jess about testing this out for a couple weeks and seeing if anything happens, but you can change this every 2 weeks. So you have like I think it's a 2-time limit of editing it, and then you have to wait a week or so. So definitely be careful when you're editing, because you have a limited tries to do that. But I'm gonna probably change this up if I don't see anything happening from it. But this is so much more helpful, because now if people type in WordPress, I'm likely gonna come up now, hopefully. And then another thing is the profile photo, to have a picture of you looking at the camera, not a very fancy artsy one where you're looking away, looking at the camera, so people know that it's your profile and that it's you. So that was very helpful. We also just talked about a lot, but I'm not going to share everything because she has amazing courses, so you guys need to check those out. We did talk about one thing that really kind of sparked my interest in my mind, curiosity marketing. And I feel like this is something that I like to do often, and that is getting your audience excited about something that you're going to be sharing at a later time. I did do this actually when I was there. So I was going to be writing email newsletters every single day that I was at the retreat, but you couldn't get it until the next day. So I would do like, hey, if you guys want to get my day 1 recap, put your email in and you'll get it tomorrow. That's curiosity marketing, because people are going to want to know what I'm going to be sharing tomorrow. So doing things like that is actually a very good tactic, and I feel like that's something I naturally do. So I really want to lean into doing that even more. So that was an amazing session with her. It was very helpful. I have like 3 pages of notes right here about everything I learned. So that was the first session. Good morning, you guys. It's Wednesday. I actually have my headshots today at like 11, so we get complimentary headshots, which is awesome. So I just got ready, did my makeup, did my hair, did like a braid up top here, and then this is just some of the swag we got, so I'm just wearing this for now to be comfortable. But I'm gonna head down, drink some coffee, and then I'm gonna come up and put on my dress that I'm gonna wear for the photos after. But I kind of want to keep them casual, do something like this. But let's go drink some coffee. On Wednesday, which was day 2 of the retreat, we took the morning slow once again, and it was also really nice because every evening we'd all go in the hot tub and just talk about life and things. And it's probably one of my favorite things to do, is just grab a glass of wine, sit in a hot tub, and just have life chats. That's like my favorite activity, so I loved that. But on day 2, we we relaxed in the morning, and then we had a session with Taylor Torres, and her business name is Chanel and Lee. And this one was definitely one that I was seeking out. One of the reasons I was really excited to come was because I wanted to up-level my DUBSADO. I never took the time to learn it, and frankly, I just don't really want to. That's why I hired a virtual assistant, but I do want to know what's going on, how I can improve my business practice and my client experience.
It's probably gonna be crappy. Like, the line's gonna be long, I'm gonna be missing a fry, you know, an extra fry that I'm gonna pull off to the side, the ice cream machine's broken. My problem was still solved. I still ate the food. I'm not hungry anymore. But if I go to Perry's Steakhouse, 5-star, there's like complimentary champagne, there's a piano. I'm like, this is nice. The manager comes and talks. Which one am I going to talk about later? I'm not going to talk about, hey girl, guess where I went? McDonald's. No, I'm going to talk about Perry's. I'm going to leave a review. I'm going to refer my friends. I'm going to come back and spend my money there. They solved my problem. I ate, but I had an exceptional experience alongside that problem, right? So when you guys be thinking about, yes, you have a product you're delivering, a website, a brand, photos, whatever. This can really set the tone and give you the chance to do all of the communication in one place. Expectations, timeline, hype them up, talk to them. I'm a big fan of these. It doesn't always have to be on Zoom. It could be.
The whole premise behind what she was talking about was that the feeling that you're delivering equals success. Like, if your clients are happy, they're gonna share your name, word of mouth's gonna happen, and it's just gonna be a more successful experience. So one of the things is that there's 3 levels of a client experience. There's the information level, which is all the details that the client needs. There's a communication level, and then there's a support level. So communication is like calls, emails, how do you want to talk with the client? And then the support is how are we keeping the clients accountable and supporting them throughout the process. So that one was really awesome. So this is something I really want to up level in my business, is making sure that I set the expectations very clear in the beginning, that my contract is clear, that maybe I even have a guide of what's going to happen throughout like the website design process, or even just having like FAQs on my proposal. So we went into like what the information layer means and setting that up so that your client knows what to expect. But we also talked about how to elevate the client experience. So there's things like referrals. You can have some sort of referral program with your clients that maybe involves like cash value, or you can just elevate the client experience by making them feel really special, which at the end of the day you should want to do this, but I want to start asking my clients when their birthdays are, or have like a celebration every time their business hits a year. So that session was amazing. I learned so much. Taylor actually sat down with me with my computer and set up my workflows in DUBSADO, which I can make a video on that at some point, but that was so worth the trip. Like, that alone was like so helpful. So I'm very glad I got to do that. Throughout the day, we just co-worked and took our time like just sitting there working and collaborating. I love co-working with other designers because you kind of see their workflow, and then we just kind of talk while we're working, and that was the fun part, was to kind of like be like, what are you working on? What clients do you have? So that was really fun, and I love that part. And then we sat down with Leslie and we talked about questions we have about what we're doing right now. And I felt like, for me, I just feel like I love what I'm doing, but I want to place more focus into courses, my YouTube channel, supporting others, and that's just where I find my inspiration is rooted in right now. Or like kind of limit the amount of clients I take and then take on more of the education side of it, because I love it. It's so fun. And then to end the day, we spoke with Southworth. That's her company name. That's actually her last name, which is amazing. But we sat down with her and we talked about what her business practice is and where she's been seeing a lot of success, and that is the concept of designer for a day.
Pinterest board, they get the website, content planner. Everything has to be done by a certain day, and if I don't have their content.
Basically, that means that you have one client, one day, and one flat rate. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, how the heck can you get a logo or a website done in one day? Like, kind of crazy. My first thought was, how are the clients going to be communicating with you throughout the day? Because sometimes things come up and that would be the frustrating part. But she went into how this works for her, and it really got me thinking that maybe this is something I might try and do. But basically, she only does this for specific clients. If the client is decisive, if they know what they want, and if she was super transparent about everything she can provide and they understand that and they're willing to do it. So it's definitely for a specific type of client, but it sounded like amazing. If you're pricing yourself right, you can make $2,500 to like $4,000 in one day. So basically you can work 4 days out of the month and make a ton of money. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, that sounds really cool. Thing I find interesting, because then I can spend the other days creating content and my courses. So we talked about that, and her typical day, if she was doing like branding, would start with like the mood board, the fonts and colors, and the client only has one try for a revision. So that's something to keep in mind. But she ends around 5 p.m. most days and is sending the files off at 5 o'clock. So pretty awesome. She also requires them to submit a 50% deposit up front. Last year she said she had like 15 design days, which that's amazing. That's so cool. And you'd have so much more of a work-life balance, which definitely got my interest sparked. We on Thursday had a just get it done day. It was a lot of co-working, some beach time, just relaxing and getting to know one another on a deeper level. And then we had a Q&A with the coaches.
The ladder is really painful to climb on.
Yeah, but your top one is like, it's like little, it's like nice well, no, on. I'm like,
If we hear a big thump.
I asked them one question that was, how do you feel, how to not feel like you're not doing enough? And how do you like stop trying to do it all? Because that's my problem. I try and do it all and then I get very overwhelmed and burned out, and I really feel like going back to the why and my reasons behind why will always inspire me, but at the end of the day, if I'm not taking care of my physical and mental health, I won't be my best self. So something I'm gonna start trying, and this inspired me from the retreat, is I wanna start working at my prime times, which is actually the evening time. And I find myself like able to work with no distractions, and I love, like, when I'm working during the day, I feel guilty for not being out in the sunshine, and I just feel like if I spend my day being active and then work at night, like I just feel like I would have much more productive days. So that's something I kind of want to do, and that's something we talked about, but also just realizing the things I want to continue doing and the things that maybe I don't need to continue doing. So for one, not doing the coffee shop anymore. For two, I just want to say a little less yeses to services and more to education. And that was super helpful, talking to them about that, and just kind of like they're there with open ears to answer anything we had.
So 20 feet that way.
And then we went to an amazing dinner on Thursday night where we had ocean views and a menu branded with the Designer Retreat logo. Like, looking back on this, I'm like, this was like a dream. It was honestly so amazing. I just feel so lucky. I got an amazing dinner. We had some drinks and we all just were talking, and I just feel like I finally have an awesome group of like women. I feel like I needed some like girlfriends, and that's the best addition to my life. Honestly, I'm just so happy I went. It was really inspiring. I feel like it sparked my inspiration all over again, and it gained connections, which connections gain so much. That's like the root of everything, in my opinion, is making connections, putting yourself out there. So I'm so happy I went, and I'm so happy I met some amazing people. And yeah, I'm just like, I'm home. I'm so like sad I'm home, but I'm also just like excited to get to work. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this vlog. You guys should definitely go check out Florida, by the way. It was beautiful. Also, Leslie, thank you so much for being an inspiration for me to become a better designer and to actually start a design business. I really am so thankful for that. So if any of you guys are watching from the retreat, thank you for being amazing and for making that entire experience the way it was. But I will be going to the next one, so I'm excited. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. If you did, I would appreciate it so much if you gave it a thumbs up, subscribe down below. I have so many ideas to come, so definitely be sure to check that out. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.